Uh-oh. All right, all right, all right. All right, so we are starting. It's actually Monday. Hit the screen, Monday, 22nd of December. I hope everyone is having a good Monday. So let's gonna start, of course, like always in every stream, we are gonna start looking at some news report that has been going on with the gaming industry. One of the ones that I'm looking at, I'm not gonna go into it, but it's pretty much look like Valve is gonna stop what you call it making the Steam Deck LCD. Actually, now that I mentioned it, let me go ahead and open up here. I don't know if people already noticed this, but it looked like Valve is gonna discontinuing the LCD. Let's bring this up here. So yeah, there we go. So the $400 version of the Steam Deck, it looked like they're gonna continue, of course, with the OLED. That's because technically everybody wanted the OLED anyway. But those people who cannot afford the OLED or feel like the OLED is a little expensive, then you have the LCD 256. They could have continued making the LCD, but just make the memory smaller to make it cheaper. But yeah, if you look here down here on the bottom, It looked like they no longer that we are they know they're no longer gonna start producing the LCD model, and one sold out is no longer available. And probably they will bring this back only if someone like they get returns or whatever, so they do like a refurbish. Then you may get like a little refurbish link here for this one. Ooh, I see this little tiny little alfalfa little hair standing back here. Like when my wife he calling it the alfalfa hair. There we go, hide it between my thing. But anyway, so it looked like the Valve is gonna discontinue the LCD. As you can see right here, it's already sold out. Sad though. Don't get me wrong. I bought mine as an LCD, and then maybe like 2 months, 3 months later, they released the OLED. And the moment they released the OLED, they did the limited edition OLED, and that's the one that I have, and I end up buying that one. So what I end up doing, because I was still brand new with the LCD. I was right at the beginning. I was still my honeymoon, basically. So because I was still my honeymoon, and I have a nephew of mine who started getting into PC gaming, he had no idea what the heck was a Steam Deck. So what I did, I gave him my LCD. I gave it to him. Like his birthday was coming up, so I have no idea what to get him. So I said, F it. I'm gonna be having two Steam Deck and an OLED and LCD. I don't need the LCD, so I said, F it. Let's give him my LCD, and I give it to him. Um, I doubt if he is using it. I don't know if I ever I'll give him another one or any computer type handheld, whatever. He's a good kid. He's 18 right now. I love all my nephews and nieces, and there's some that I give him something different here or there. There was another nephew of mine who wanted an Xbox. And I gave him an option. Yo, the only way I give you an Xbox if you bring me a all basically your grades has to be an A or A plus. Dude, he did not effed around. He came the report card. He like, here we go. Here's all my A's. I'm like, whoa, okay. Which Xbox do you want? Do you want the white one or do you want the black one? Basically, the little one or the big one. He said, dude, I want the big one. I said, hey, that's what you want. That's what you get. I give him the big one, and then every year I usually give him like 3 to 4, 6 months of Game Pass, once a year. So this year I'm not giving him anything. Basically, I'm not giving anyone anything, um, because it's right now. Yeah, I was going through a little financial hardship, just a little bit. So I'm kind of watching where my money's going right now. Hopefully next year, in 2026, everything becomes a lot better, a little more financial stable, and then I can go back and start giving my nephews and nieces little better little gift. Right now, I'm just choosing to. My wife is doing this for me, but we are choosing to basically give on, I think, like 3 to 4 of my nephews. They're like the smallest one. They're like in the teens. They're those the babies basically, and we're giving them something. That's it. And everybody else who's not a little kid, um, they're basically gonna need to. They need to be happy that this year will be the only. I mean, suck it up that this year is gonna be the only year I'm not gonna give them anything. I usually like to spoil my nieces and nephews the best I can. But anyhow, so here we are. So for now, look like Steam is gonna discontinue the Steam Deck OLED. That's sad, but I kind of get it. They may be losing money. I mean, they kind of sell these on a loss, most of them. Just because they're gonna recoup most of their money from selling software, and you get a lot. When the moment you get on the Steam Deck, you gonna be buying a lot. You buy a lot of games from Steam anyway. But anyway, um, ooh, Dispatch. Dispatch was a fucking good game. You can see, I got them already. I got all this game on my thing. This one I have. This one I gotta think about. Let me see. Have. You can see. You can see I have one and two, and yeah, this is the best game. Da-da-da-da. Yeah, I have the whole list, the whole row right there. Howard, there we go. And so is this boy. I'm still thinking about picking up Arc Raider. Um, and when I've been seeing some of those videos, how people are effing up, not effing up, meaning going on, like backstabbing other people for armor or weapons and stuff like that. Like, the thing is, you see, like, the division. I love the division, and this kind of give me PTSD on the division, Dark Zone. I hate the division Dark Zone. I wish the division Dark Zone would have two servers, basically two servers or two mode. Basically, there's the PvP version of the Dark Zone and the PvE, meaning everyone, no one is basically you cannot go rogue. The PvE will be you're not the rogue button is not accessible only if you're gonna go PvP. You go to PvP, then you can always activate your rogue and go against all those people. But all the weapons there in the Dark Zone, they are equally on either or. They're gonna be equally either or. If it's gonna be like a boss drop or drop of a weapon on the Dark Zone from a specific enemy or whatever it is for that week, you can go either PvP or PvE. That's what I wish that the division did with the Dark Zone specifically, and make they could also make, because it's PvE, they could also make the when you're trying to extract your weapons out, they can make it a little more difficult, adding more enemies to trying to stop you, or make it harder for you to kind of get your weapons you get your weapons out. I'm just saying they could do something like that, or just to give you that extra difficulty, they can add a hunter. They can add a hunter who comes out to try to stop you from extracting your stuff out. Instead of they can. They could add a hunter, and then if you there with a group of people or your friends, everyone is basically attacking the hunter or flanking the hunter, and then everybody can start putting their stuff on the rope. And then when the hunter gets to kill everybody, then the hunter will go in and cut the rope on his own. But your stuff will be dropping the floor, and then you have to come back and pick it up and then start again and see if you can beat the hunter. And if it's at least more than 4 people at the same time trying to extract stuff, then you get 2 hunters. And you have to deal with 2 fucking hunters and shit. So I think that will be good, because you see the hunter kind of act like the humans or whatever. But they could do that. And if you get to be the hunter while you're extracting your stuff, then you get some kind of additional reward, but you don't have to extract it. It's automatically sent to you onto your stuff. I've been thinking about this. I'm saying I've been thinking about this. So that's one thing. That's another reason I don't like Art Raider, because it's give me that PTSD on that thing from Dark Zone. But anyway, let's take a look. This is my library anyway. Let's take a look. Well, because I was kind of looking at it. I'm thinking about picking this up. As you can see, I got like $40 on credit right here. Discovery. Let's see. See what is here. I want to pick this one so bad, but at the same time, I want to play this one. So it's one of those hard things to pick, All right, let's go ahead and just jump to some of the news here. All right. So let's take a look here. What we have. Oh yeah. Yeah, this what you call it out. No Rest for the Wicked. They got finally co-op, and it's coming to us next month. I cannot freaking wait. I cannot wait. I cannot definitely wait. I cannot wait at all. I want to play this co-op thing so freaking much. Let's take a look here.
What in the reaches was that? My patience is short. I warn you, stranger. Vulgarity has no place in sacrament.
So we've played the co-op patch for around 5 hours now,
Hmm.
and I've got to say they really improved the game massively. All the
Okay.
new things they added and fixed just make the game so much better, but they are doing it again, where all these fixes and new mechanics improve the game. At the
Okay.
same time, they also added another artificial restriction. Now, before I get to that,
What
let
is
me
the
start with
restriction?
positives. They nailed the co-op experience. Straight up, this has to be one of the best ways to implement a
Is- and that's the thing that I kind of weird. How the co-op is gonna be. My question is, can you bring your single player character into this co-op? And when I saw the trailer or basically the video they were kind of explaining, I kind of looked like you could. But I guess if you bring your single player character may be stuck in this save file. That's something I will not be happy with. But at the same time, I could understand. I'll put it this way: if I'm able to, I should be able to have 2 rounds. I could have my regular single player, and then I could have the multiplayer round that I want to jump in. And I can have one character to be linked, just one character if I build one to be linked into both. If I want to be playing by myself here, there, and I can still level up my character, I can jump to my single player round. But if I want to play with my buddies, then I can jump into the multiplayer round and continue the story with them wherever it is. So that save file is still there for everyone to jump in whenever they want, however they, when and do whatever they want, however they want. That would be nice.
co-op loot system and shared world. Having a shared realm is a very smart design choice.
It's
If
pretty
one of us
cool.
disconnects, we can instantly reconnect and everything stays in sync with what the other player was doing. For example, I disconnected in the middle of a cinematic, and when I reconnected about 20 seconds later, I was still in the same cinematic right until the end. Me and my wife had a blast playing this. The amount of variety in weapons also feels really
Okay.
good now. We got so many options just in the starting area, especially now that we can find more rings. I had instances in the Breach patch where I played for 6 or 7 hours, almost finished the game and barely found one ring, and that was from the Greenwich shop instead of a drop. So yeah, itemization has massively improved.
Okay,
The trading
okay.
system is also okay, but it could be better. Instead of interacting with the other player, then opening a window, then trading inside that window, they could have just made a simple button to press on an item and send it directly to the desired party member, similar to how it works in Enshrouded. Firstly, because interacting with another player is quite finicky. A lot of the time we kept readjusting and missing the interact button. To the
Oh,
point
that's
where
kinda
we
sucks.
actually started getting angry at each other. And it wasn't even our fault. The
I mean, it's a new mechanic, so I mean, they still have until the 22nd, I think 22nd of January, to kind of keep tweaking those mechanics and make it better. If they watch this video, they can kind of see, okay, let's see how we can improve this or make it better.
interaction option kept glitching in and out.
Hmm.
As for the way we played, we started with a halberd and a scythe. Then both
Okay.
of us went archers. And finally, I decided one of us should be an archer and the other a tank. The bows are now really interesting. The
Okay.
type of quiver you use determines the element, but all the
Huh.
arrows feel very similar. It's like instead of shooting arrows, you're throwing bombs all over the place. It actually feels nice, but at the same time, there are so many effects on screen that you can barely tell what's happening. I'm not sure if this is a bug or intended, but
But the developer that said this game is gonna have what you call it friendly fire. So I'm kind of afraid of things like that.
all arrows feel like explosive projectiles. We ended up going with a tank and an archer, mostly because we kept hitting each other. It might
Yeah.
sound strange, but I actually like this system. You need to be more careful around your teammates when swinging a weapon, and it adds another layer of combat awareness and tactics. So
It's
basically,
annoying.
the way we mostly played was my wife shooting ice arrows while I tanked. And when the enemy froze, I used the charged attack to shatter them. It's an incredibly effective synergy. I also haven't tested all the elements yet, but I added fire damage on block, and now it seems the burn effect actually applies to enemies. So it looks like they fixed the deal damage on block elemental effects. Weapons also have a new critical mechanic now, which is very welcome. So far, I've also found weapons that can deal bleeding damage. Basically, when
Ooh.
enemies move, they take damage. I also want to mention the farming system changes. They added a red indicator that shows
Putting the
exactly
heater up.
when you need to press. to
Super
get
cold where
perfect
we at.
hits. I didn't realize how addictive this system actually was. Huge win for the grinding community. They also fixed a lot of paths. There were ways to reach certain areas faster before, but now you can't. For example, in the Nameless path, there was a way to jump directly from the elevator to the top area and skip a lot of walking, but now we couldn't do that anymore, or at least we weren't able to. There's also something a bit weird I noticed with NPCs. They feel slightly larger than the player. Maybe it's just me. Another addition is a new stat on some weapons called Frigid. It seems very random and I've only encountered it on weapons I personally crafted. This effect can actually break your synergy. For example, I got one where I gained Ice Infusion but had reduced damage. On paper this sounds cool, but if your entire synergy relies on your partner applying ice and you shattering enemies with physical attacks, having Ice Infusion on your weapon makes that completely useless. It would have been nice to be able to re-roll this Frigid effect.
Yeah,
but
I can
it
see
seems
that.
permanent. Once you get to Sacrament, you'll discover a few new things as well. The new blueprint crafting table is a very welcome addition. We can finally craft the stuff we actually need, and I really like it. Even the random way of getting blueprints feels good. It doesn't take that long to roll until you find what you want. That said, I was a bit sad to see that Tongue Splitter, which in my opinion is one of the best early game strength one-handed weapons, is no longer at the blacksmith. So I had to use the table and keep rolling until I found it. It costs 3 papers per roll, and if your RNG is really bad, you could need up to 24 papers. I got lucky and found it on my second try.
Oh, okay,
They
okay.
also introduced training dummies in Sacrament, and what's amazing is that they don't just sit there taking hits, they actually attack back. You can test weapons builds or just practice parrying. This is a massive win for anyone who likes experimenting with different builds.
Nice.
Now onto the cons of this patch. In the previous Breach patch, they introduced the hunger mechanic. No matter how much they try to explain its existence, I still think it's a bad design choice. It's there to limit you, halt progression, and make the game unnecessarily more tedious.
Ooh, I like
Don't tell
that.
me
I
just
like
use
that.
The healing aura rune. What if I want to make a
You
build
jump
that doesn't
and-
rely on focus? Anyway, I'm getting off track. The big issue they introduced in this co-op patch is the limitation on enchantment effects.
Okay.
And honestly, what were they thinking?
We also limited the amount of times you can re-roll enchantments on your items. It was a little too easy breezy to get your perfect gear on our Breach Refined update. So this should help to make really good rolls feel even more valuable.
I watched their video, saw this mechanic, and thought, okay, maybe it's not that bad. Then I went into the game and spent 10 embers just to get a slightly better negative effect on a plague weapon. And after that, I was out of options for the rest of the effects. So now I have a good weapon with one decent roll, and the rest I can't touch because I hit a limit. If you get bad RNG and bad rolls early, the weapon becomes completely useless.
That
I'm
sucks.
sorry, but this genuinely broke me. We spent 5 hours farming together, finally got enough to craft a good weapon, and then everything fell apart because I hit a limit on how many times I could use embers on it. They added so many good, smaller changes, especially the blueprint crafting, only for it all to fall apart once you reach enchantments. I genuinely can't understand why this is limited. I really can't see the vision here. Who thought this was a good idea? This is an artificial restriction. It exists purely to slow progress, not because of balance or technical reasons. It's forced pacing, controlling how fast players can progress, instead of letting skill or mastery decide. It's a retention
Yeah.
wall, where progress stops unless you wait, grind, or repeat content. Call it whatever you want, but it completely breaks the pacing of the game. And yeah, it sucks to be negative about the game I love this much, but some mechanics just make the experience worse. Crafting materials are already extremely hard to get. After you finally gather
What's gonna happen is the more people complain about something, they're probably gonna re-roll it back and fix it. Who knows? But it's one of those things that, again, depending how they do things, depending how they fix it, how quick they fix it. But anyway, let's go. Let's continue here.
them and craft your weapon, you go back into RNG trying to get it to purple enchantment. And once you finally do, you're hit with another restriction when trying to change the effects. It just feels cheap and unfulfilling. It feels bad. The best solution would be to remove this limitation entirely. Or if they really want to keep it, at least double the resource gain on the hardest difficulty. There's no point in having a hard difficulty if there's no meaningful reward for it. But that's just my personal opinion. Overall, I think this co-op patch did an incredible job adding new mechanics, fixing old ones, and making co-op genuinely fun. But the mid game and end game will suffer heavily because of weapon restrictions. The further you progress, the more important your weapon's damage and effects become, and putting limits on that turns
Oof,
progression
oof.
into an artificial and unnecessary grind where you're forced to constantly craft and enhance new weapons just to stay viable. That's it. I'm really curious what
I
you
hate
think
when they
about this
fucking
new
do those
co-op.
big ass swing.
If you had a different experience or opinion, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.
I usually play the games as they are and I take it as is.
Fuck.
V2 or Cat. Larry Puss. The first time I seen him. All right, let's go ahead and because lately I'm getting into the to this game basically. Demand this game to fail. Which game? Lower of the Falling? Shit, fuck that. Lower of the Falling is good. Lower of the Falling is good. I don't care what anybody said. That's Lower of the Falling. This is definitely Lower of the Falling.
Joy to my life, and one of them definitely is playing as a heavy armored warrior with a two-handed sword that can also cast holy magic on the side like God intended. But looking at Lords 2, it's shaping up to be a really cool game. Originally, the game got into trouble by journalists for apparently catering to what they call right-wing echo chambers, and this same sentiment has exploded yet again. So now the CEO
Look, I put it this way. You know, whenever this is my thing is you need to know your audience. As much as you have any political thought or whatever, you have an audience that will pay your bills. Regardless how you feel and regardless what you think about something, guess what? If the audience that you're making the game for is not there and you have a different set of audience who is supporting the game because they love what you're doing and they are a different type of demographic or audience who thinks and feels differently, guess what? That's the audience you need to cater to. You need to cater to that audience specifically. As much as you want, I don't know, let's say you want to cater to a racist group of people and they are not the one and they don't like your game, and you have everybody else who likes your game and they're the one who say, yo, this is what we want X, Y, and Z, and this is what we dislike. Guess what? You want your game to be making money? This is what you do. You cater to the audience. You cater to a specific audience. This is what I really hate. It's when a movie studio or a game studio, they know what is their audience and they refuse to cater to the audience because they feel like this route is the route for us. Doesn't matter if that's your route. But the problem is if you keep going in that route, we are not going to support you. And what happens when we don't support you? You don't sell. If you don't sell, then you be saying, I'm going to blame the fans. The fans are not buying the game. We told you what we don't want. We told you what we want in the game and what we do not want in the game. And you still decide to add what you want in the game, what we didn't ask for. We told you we don't want X, Y, and C in the game. And you still add the X, Y, and Z. We want A, B, C. And you didn't want to add A, B, C. You end up adding A, B, C because you feel like your arm is being twisted too damn hard. But at that moment, it's a little too fucking late. Way too fucking late. At that point, we don't care. We already moved on. We moved the fuck on to the next one. And then you're trying to make the game like 50, 60% off to see if you can probably convince us to buy the game, to play and give you a chance. And still, that is a little too fucking late. What I like about what they did here with Lord of the Falling is they listen to the audience. They fix the stuff. They roll a lot of updates. They even did a roadmap of stuff that we were saying. And they say, okay, we see what you're saying. We like a lot of this stuff. And we are going to give you this. And this is how we are going to try to give it to you little by little as we go. Because we cannot just do all this at once. We had to test it out. We got to do this. We got to do that. And a lot of things have to be reworked in the background. My part that I really like about the game was the PvE not the PvE. Sorry, the PvE was great, but I'm talking about like the co-op part of it. That you can have a friend and they can join you, and y'all can play the entire game together. But what I really dislike is the part when you have a random fucker to get into your game. Some people love that, but they shoot like games like that with those type of mechanic. I prefer they always put a option for that. It's cool that people can do that. But guess what? Give me the option. Yo, do you want to do co-op mode? You have a choice. You can do just you and your friend, or you can do you and your friends and then open the realm for anyone to invade you if you're good for that challenge. Because if I want to play the entire game by my damn self with my friend, I want to do that. Me and my friend, we just play the entire game. We get our stuff that we want. And if we feel ready for that extra challenge whenever we run the game again, feel like, you know something? I want people to invade me. Fuck it. Let's go. Let's do this. Chew. I had this guy who did not want to fucking die. But the worst part is, I was that other guy who would not fucking die. I was good at quick revival. I was good at parrying everything. And no matter what he trying to do, he was not able to kill me. Literally, this match lasted at least close to 30 minutes. And to a point that he had to quit. He quit it because he could not kill me. He was able to get my boy down and kill my boy multiple times. But guess what? I was able to revive my boy multiple times, get him up. And he was like, fuck, if I cannot get this motherfucker down, I cannot get whatever reward. Guess what? I made him waste his fucking time. He was throwing at me everything. What I mean, everything. And I feel like this guy was a hacker. I feel like this guy was a fucking hacker. But the problem is, I'm not a hacker. I'm an exploder. I exploded the shit out of this game. And that's one thing that I love about Lord of the Fallen. Everything you gain on your last game, it will roll to the next one. So if you have a whole bunch of potions or whatever, you can continue to get it. They continue with you on the chest on the next game, and so on and so on. So I had like a ridiculous amount of the potion they kind of give you health instantly, like fill your bar all the way up. And if you have like some kind of curse or something like a ailment or whatever that drain your life or f you up, it kind of erase all that. You know, like there's a specific potion for one thing, it's a specific potion for another thing, and so on. But the one that I had, I forgot what was the name. It's a white one. It's a very rare one you get. So I have plenty of those. I mean, plenty of those, because trust me, when I play this game, I even went as far as be able to do the whole glitch duplication. Basically, I gave my friend all my stuff, but already backed up on file, and then he gave it back to me, and then go on, back and forth, and I was backing up my file back and forth. Every time he gave me my bottles, all the bottles that I gave him like one. Go back, give him another one and another one. Now he had like 5, 6, 7 of those. Then he gave me everything back to me. Let's say we already duplicated 10 of them. He gave me the 10 back. Boom, give it back to him. Came back, reroll my save. Now he gave it back to me. Now I got 20, and then so on and so on and so on, to a point that we got 50,000 of those bottles. 50,000. So I gave him 25K. I kept 25K. Guess what? I could have gave him all the 25K. He got 50. Reroll my shit. He gave me the 50K back. Now with the 25K that I had before I give it to him, that I already have it from my back, that would be 75K. Would have done it again, and so on and so on. I mean, we could have a ridiculous amount. But anyway, we kept it at 25 each, and I had it on one button up. I'm already completely healed. Every time that motherfucker was trying to, and my boy was not maxed out. My character was maxed the fuck out. We're not talking about high armor, high everything, crazy weapons, crazy everything. Because I played the game more than 20, 30 times, give or take. My fucking save file I was beating the game in hours. I was flying right through it just to get all the stuff. And I was redoing certain things, taking different direction, how to do certain things. And I did that. And I was rocking the shit out of the game. Back and forth. But When that motherfucker got in my round, he thought he was gonna have an easy round, easy go. Oh, I got two fuckers. Take him out easy. Nope. That was not gonna happen. That was not gonna. I wish I was streaming at that time because I could have the records of it and I could have showed it to you guys. That was the most crazy encounter I had because I knew this motherfucker was a hacker. This motherfucker was hacking the shit out of the system. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue this. Yeah, it looked like Expedition 33. There was another event for Danes, and now that's another news I was watching. And they won indie awards or whatever, but they find out that they use some kind of AI generated to put in the game as a save holder. But they took those AI generated thing out and they made their own, but that they use it as a placeholder and they didn't like it. And they took the whatever award back from them. Who cares? They won 1 million of them the other night, couple of weeks ago. But anyway, let's go ahead to the next news. Ooh, yeah. I like that video. All right, let's take a look here. Oh my God. I hate this. I kind of saw this a minute ago and I was kind of stupid. This lady, for the last 2 weeks, these motherfuckers who now freaking throw her, pick up her trash because they say her trash was too damn heavy. What is your fucking job? Your job is throw fucking trash. Pick up the trash and put it the damn thing. That is your motherfucking job. You chose this job. The job did not choose you.
When the garbage truck drove past her house, she came outside and asked one of the workers why they hadn't picked up her trash for the past 2 weeks. The worker explained that her trash bin was too heavy to lift into the truck, so she did this.
Do you guys care if I put them in? This is the second week you haven't taken them. They're getting kind of gross. Say that again? Too heavy. Can I dump them in then? Sure. Watch out, buddy.
That's fucking retarded. That's fucking retarded. That's embarrassing. That is embarrassing. This is so fucking hard for you guys to fucking do this. This is your motherfucking job. Like, help the damn lady, you motherfuckers. Yo, I'm sorry. If you fucking pick a job and you too damn fucking lazy to do part of your fucking job, that's not my motherfucking problem. Do your motherfucking job. Bear with me here. I'm just trying to see something real quick. Okay. Okay. All right, perfect. Yeah, so like I was saying, if you have a fucking job and it is too fucking hard to do your job, then quit. Get another motherfucking job. Get another job. This is not the job for you. If you picking up garbage, pick up the motherfucking garbage. Don't say, "Oh, I'm not gonna pick it up because it's too heavy." Motherfucker, that's your job. Doesn't matter. This motherfucking shit is 1,000 fucking pounds. It's not by your damn self. It's you two motherfuckers like right here. This is two motherfuckers right here. There's two little bitches. If it's too fucking heavy, how about that? One pull it while the other one lift from the back.
When the garbage truck drove past,
Get the fuck out of here. What the f-
Leon realizes he just killed a kid with his own hands. He stands there filled with regret and only snaps out of it when his partner calls him. They quickly got in the car and sped away. The two of them escaped to a secluded spot and used a piece of clothing to light the car's gas tank. Then Leon pulled out all the money and handed it to Fatback. A loud explosion erupted, and the two of them each fled in different directions. By the time the child's parents arrived at the hospital, their child was already a lifeless, cold body. They were overwhelmed with grief. After escaping home, Leon tried to find the cash he had stashed earlier. But his mom had already spent all the money and warned Leon not to bring trouble home. After all, without Leon, his mom couldn't even afford to live in this house. With no other choice, Leon had to wander the streets alone. When Drew learned his niece had been killed, he immediately confronted Leon's boss, Franklin, demanding Leon be handed over, or else it would mean war. But Franklin valued loyalty too much to hand Leon over. The next day, Franklin found Leon at a charity center. He spent the night lying on the freezing, bone-chilling floor. Franklin arranged a place for Leon to stay and warned him not to wander.
Yo, I want to watch this. Not sure what the fuck is this. Is it a show? They look interesting as hell. This look very interesting. But anyway, let's go ahead and skip and go to the news, because this is what we usually do.
This week, of course, Christmas is on the 25th, and
In a
there
couple of
won't be a
days.
News wave on the 25th, and also there won't be one on the 26th, the day after Christmas. So nothing Thursday and Friday here for Newswave. We'll be back on Monday, the 29th. I will still have all kinds of fun videos. I got some good stuff planned, don't worry, for each day. So there will be something on the channel, but we'll reconvene here after the weekend for a new.
Same here. Same here. The 24, 25, and 26, I'm not going to be available. So basically for the rest of the week. So I'm going to stream today. Tomorrow, I'm going to try to do a very long stream as long as I can. Look. Here's another dude. This dude, what? Towering, whatever. Dude. Stop. I hate when people keep doing this. They've been doing this for the last couple of times. They keep putting this down, promoting this down website called streamboot.com. No one is gonna do that. We are not doing that here. So anyone who posts anything they had to do with illegal BS, those stupid things, you're gonna get banned. You're going to get banned. Or you're going to get completely blocked. That's what it's going to do. You're going to be black or you're going to be banned. So this guy right here, I'm banning his ass right now. Let me see here. So you can kind of see what I mean. This dude right here. Whoever are you? No, this is not acceptable. This is not acceptable whatsoever, and you're being banned. Don't promote stuff. Don't put any link. Doesn't matter if you move the .com, separate it. I don't care. Stop promoting anything or any website that has to do with botting your page with fucking views. What the fuck is that? That's stupid. You fucking moron. I don't care. I have like 3 people in my channel. Or 2 people in my channel. I don't care. I'm not fucking gonna put bots view on my channel. Just to inflate. Yo, whoever wanna be here. I'm doing this for fun. I don't want to do this to be rich really quickly or anything like that. I'm just here for fun. Do I wish to have 1,000 views right now or 100 views? Yeah, amazing. But I want real people. I don't want no bots to be looking at my channel. I want real people to kind of really care for what I'm doing. And that's something that you build little by little. Little by little. That's something you build little by freaking little. No. Don't freaking bring that crap over here. Just keep that shit away. Really dislike when people do things like that. And it for the last week or 2, I've been random people keep coming to my chat and doing that. So I'm going to probably start making this only followers only. So this way they, you don't have anyone just, because usually what I usually do follow only stream. This is what I usually do. So for you to jump into the text or whatever, it will be follows only. Let me see here. Let's see here. I'm about to report this person. I'm about to report this person. The heck is happening here? That's kind of weird. I'm getting some dual what the fuck is going on? Hmm. All right, so I'm gonna close my chat, my stream. I'm gonna reopen it again. I'm not sure why am I getting this weird thing.